Get ready, America, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a prediction, it's a guarantee. Trump's promising an economic rocket ship, and SoftBank's already committed $200 billion. The mainstream media is in full meltdown. BuzzFeed gone. Vice shuttered. CNN freezing salaries. Why? Because they know what's coming. The golden age of America. Energy prices about to plummet. Jobs coming back by the hundreds of thousands. And the best part, this is just the beginning. Well, Biden's team claims history will view them kindly. Trump's about to show them what real economic prosperity looks like. And just as Trump's testosterone-fueled economic plan is about to energize America, there's something killing your testosterone levels right now. It's not age, it's not genetics, it's something you're eating every day. Our friends over at Sculpt Nation have uncovered this testosterone-killing food that's destroying your energy and motivation. Want to know what it is? Head to sculptnation.com/NNN right now and watch their eye-opening video. Like America's economy under Trump, your energy levels could be about to explode. Don't miss this crucial information at sculptnation.com/NNN. It is linked below. Now, Donald Trump hosted his first press conference since the certification of the election, and he declared, "We are approaching the golden age."
We're approaching the dawn of America's golden age. It's going to be a golden age for America. We have things that nobody else has. We have more natural resources. We have, number one, nobody knew that until I came along. I made us number one. We were number three. I made us number one in a very short period of time in drilling. And you know, you can talk about windmills. They litter our country. They're littered all over our country like dropping paper, like dropping garbage in a field. And that's what happens to them, because in a period of time, they turn to garbage. Most expensive energy ever. They only work if you get subsidy. The only people that want them are the people that are getting rich off windmills, getting massive subsidies from the U.S. government. And it's the most expensive energy there is. It's many, many times more expensive than clean natural gas. So we're going to try and have a policy where no windmills are being built. You know, off the coast of New Jersey, they want to build like 200 windmills. The people are going crazy. Nobody wants them, and they're very expensive. They don't work without subsidy. You don't want energy that needs subsidy. Energy is a good business. You don't need subsidy. But when you build these massive towers, and they're 25 stories tall, 40 stories, they have 170 stories tall. The blades, they take 3 ships to ship them. It's crazy. They're dangerous. You see what's happening up in the Massachusetts area with the whales, where they had 2 whales wash ashore in, I think, a 17-year period. And now they had 14 this season. The
golden age is coming. Yes, here's a shot. Trump War Room posted this wall-to-wall coverage of Donald Trump's first press conference since the certification. Every single network was on, waiting for President Trump. Here's what he said about our economy on January 20th.
Yeah, on January 20th, we'll turn the economy around very quickly, because right now when I think of our economy, I think about inflation. That's what we have. We have inflation, I believe, at a level that we never had before. There's never been anything like it. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a look, just last month, SoftBank announced the $200 billion. I think it'll be 200. He said between 100, and I said, how about making it 200? And he sort of said yes, but let's say it's 100, but it might be 200, right, Brian? Dollars, United States, creating more than 100,000 jobs. Hussein just announced a tremendous investment that he's going to make, and that's money that's in the bank. He's going to come and do it, and he'll do a great job, and he'll build the best centers in the country, I guarantee, because I know the way he builds. Since my election, the stock market has set records. The S&P 500 index has broken above 6,000 points for the first time ever, never even close. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points. It's not a 41. It went up 41 points. And that's the largest in the 39-year history of the group that does it. According to Gallup, the American people's confidence in the economy has just surged to the highest level in history.
Oh man, people cannot wait for Trump to take power. Talking about energy, this is really the crux of it. Because once you get energy prices down, everything comes down. Donald Trump knows that. Joe Biden was clueless about it. Oh, he's blaming Russia, opening up the strategic oil reserves for political purposes because he was getting roasted. Let's listen in on Trump real quick.
It's always hard to bring down prices when somebody else has screwed something up like they did, but we'll bring them down. We'll get them down. Energy is going to bring down prices. We're going to have a lot of energy, and energy is what brought it up. Energy and their bad spending is what brought it up, and energy is going to bring it down. We're going to have prices down. I think you're going to see some pretty drastic price reductions. As an example, food, bacon, ham, apples, everything has gone through the roof. It's one of the reasons I won. So as you know, I said it, inflation was one of the reasons I won, but I think the biggest reason I won was the fact that they are allowing prisoners to come into our country. They released their prisoners, their murderers. Thousands of murderers are now walking around the streets of our cities and farmland all over. Murders, people that have killed. Many, 32% have killed more than one person. They released them from their jails, their prisons, and their mental institutions and insane asylums into our country. I believe that's the reason we got such a large vote.
Well, that, and I think because people are concerned about the dinner table issues. Bad Hombre posts, BuzzFeed and Vice shut down. Layoffs at LA Times, Vox, ESPN, Business Insider at Yahoo News. Salaries frozen and pay cuts at CNN and MSNBC. ABC settled with Trump for defamation. Independent fact checkers tossed into the trash heap. Propaganda loss. The joy is truly back. And speaking of joy, our friends over at The View got some bad news today. Sonny Hostin's husband has just been accused of insurance fraud in a RICO case that's been filed in New York. The lawsuit alleges that Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries. His legal team has denied all allegations. Oh, Sonny. Yeah. Sorry this is happening to you, but now you're going to feel the pain of lawfare. I'm not saying this is politically motivated, but you're going to get a little taste of what Donald Trump's had to deal with for the last several years. And here is the New York, speaking of lawfare, the New York State of Appeals Court has denied President Trump's bid to delay his upcoming Friday sentencing.
And we're going to get our legal eagles up on this because we are just getting word now that the judge in the New York versus Trump case has denied the Trump application for immediate pause of proceedings. You heard the president-elect discussing this earlier in that news conference, but they have said now the application to halt all proceedings, including the sentencing, has been denied. We obviously, John, will have to see where all of this goes next, but that's what we're learning right now.
And that judge is just simply looking to have a notch on his belt, or he wants to, have that award. He wants to have that glory that he was the judge that was able to convict a president-elect before he was president. Trump senior advisor Jason Miller says we're not going to be pushovers anymore, though.
Expand is that he is going to stand up for the United States and our security, whether that be national security, whether that be economic security, and we're not going to be pushovers any longer. We've seen what's happened with the continued Russian aggression in the Arctic Circle and near Greenland as that's become an increasingly powerful shipping lane. We've seen China expand their influence, whether that be in Central or South America. And right now, this is a massive national security risk that China could effectively just flip a switch and the canal would be shut down. This would cause massive chaos and massive havoc to the United States. President Trump is coming in, having done this before, having had this great set of results, looking at the entire chessboard, saying he is going to position the United States in a place where we can succeed. That includes securing our southern border, by the way, Martha, and making sure that folks, even neighbors, even friends such as the Canadians, are no longer taking advantage of us when it comes to economic or trade issues.
Yep, no one's going to take advantage of the United States any longer. Brian Cates says the social media podcast presidency is going to be awesome in the second term. We are anxiously awaiting when this new press secretary takes the helm in the press room there at the White House, and maybe we'll be able to get some press credentials. What do you guys think about that? Trump's new manifest destiny: Panama Canal, control back to America. Gulf of Mexico, now Gulf of America. Canada, the 51st state. Greenland, a U.S. territory. We'll see. Also, some more good news. The House has passed the Laken-Riley Act 264 to 159, mandating detention of illegal aliens arrested for minor crimes like shoplifting. Yeah, let's start at the smallest stuff and get them out. We do not want people who are taking advantage of this great nation of ours. Judge Cannon, other good news, has blocked crooked Jack Smith from releasing his report on the Trump witch hunt. Of course, if that report was released, all it would do is generate more headlines and more fodder for CNN and MSNBC and Joy Reid and Joy Behar and Rachel Maddow. So, but he's fighting back. I guess he's trying to get more lawyers to get that thing released. Here's Laura Trump saying that they lied when they said they wanted a smooth and peaceful transition. Well, it's because they're trying to tie up Trump in knots before he gets there on January 20th. Let's listen.
And they lied when they said they wanted a smooth and peaceful transition. That was a lie, because what they're doing, throwing everything in Donald Trump's way, trying to thwart the will of the American people and the mandate they sent out on November 5th is absolutely disgraceful. But it is the only thing the Democrats know how to do. And they lied.
Yeah. All they know how to do is lie, 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 and more lie. And Elizabeth Warren, she's triggered. She sent a letter to Secretary of Defense nominee Pete Hegseth, which she claims that having the Deus Vult tattoo, which is Latin for God's will, and a Christian motto that dates back to the First Crusade, makes him a potential insider threat. Yeah, you can't have any connection to Christianity, of course. But Dan Scavino posted this beautiful AI image of Donald Trump. Looks like he's walking through the streets of maybe it's New York. I just thought I'd share that with you because I thought it was pretty cool. Now we're finding this out. A majority of Republicans, 53%, support a constitutional amendment allowing Trump to run for a third term as president, with 28% opposed. 53% of Republicans. Yeah, that's going to trigger a lot of people. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. Midas Touch, a known rabid left-wing outlet, posted this, and I'm like, is he trying to troll us here with this? I mean, this is all good news to me. Zuckerberg removed fact-checking and added Dana White to the Meta board. Bezos is paying Melania Trump $40 million for a documentary on Amazon. Kevin O'Leary trying to buy TikTok. ABC paid Trump $15 million to settle a frivolous lawsuit. Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into a right-wing propaganda machine. The MAGA media takeover is in full swing. Well, it's about damn time. Yeah, so if they're trying to troll, but no, it's not going to work because we actually appreciate it. And Donald Trump reiterating his support. Let's see. Where was that? Oh, wait, here's a clip. Yes, Donald Trump says the FBI knows who the January 6th pipe bomber is and reiterates January 6th was not an insurrection. This was also today.
The only one that was...
More than 140 police officers were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, you know, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed, and there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. She had never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see. But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is, when they talk, you know, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. But if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun, okay? And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home. for hunting and for shooting and for entertainment, a lot of good reasons. But there wasn't one gun that they found. And why didn't they find the bomber, the pipe bomber? You know, they know who the pipe bomber is. The FBI knows who it is.
Oh, yeah, we're going to find out soon enough. We also have this. President Trump said he's going to investigate the FBI's involvement in January 6th and will be making pardons.
Defendants. Mr. President, two questions related to each other. First, you said on your first day of office, you're going to pardon January 6th defendants. Are you planning to pardon those who were charged with violent offenses?
Well, we're looking at it, and we have other people in there. And as you see, I guess 24 or 28 people came now from the FBI. That came out very quietly. Nobody reported it, but they had people in some form related to the FBI. They had 4 or 5 people that were strongly related to the FBI. We have to find out about that. We have to find out about Hezbollah. We have to find out about who exactly was in that whole thing, because people that did some bad things were not prosecuted. You know, I see it all the time, and you see it too. People that were doing some bad things weren't prosecuted, and people that didn't even walk into the building are in jail right now. So we'll be looking at the whole thing, but I'll be making major pardons, yes, please.
It's about time. President Trump also rearing support for total offshore wind ban, citing New Jersey. They lit all over our country. We actually played that one. This was another good news to report that a $20 billion investment in the United States is coming. $20 billion.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Hussein.
It's been amazing news for me and my family.
Hussein Sajwani.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected in November. We've been waiting 4 years to increase our investments in U.S. to a very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S. For the last 4 years, we've been waiting for this moment. And we're planning to invest $20 billion and even more than that if the opportunity in the market allow us. But at the moment, we're planning $20 billion in data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. So nice.
Yeah, you never heard anyone doing that during the Biden administration. They didn't hold press conferences and said, hey, we're going to have all these investments. Nope. People have been waiting for Trump to return so they can feel safe because a businessman is at the helm. And speaking of money, Trump says we're about to make your wallet great again.
And working with the Republican majorities in Congress will cut taxes, slash regulations, raise wages, and boost incomes at a pace the world has not seen before. We're going to
make your wallet great again. Who's with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Comment below right now if you are with me on this. Making your wallet great again. Speaking of this is what Benny Johnson. Welcome to the Gulf of America, the Greenland Protectorate, the Northern Colonies, the United States, going all the way down to Mexico, and the Greater American Empire. That's what Benny Johnson posted this picture. I thought that was pretty funny. And here is Trump's Middle Eastern envoy, Steve Witkoff, was asked if there will be a hostage deal.
Back probably either this evening or tomorrow night.
Are you confident there'll be a deal before January 20th, or is that something that's likely to happen? If there's a deal even at all, and we've been hearing this now for the better part of.
I know. I would say.
They better be.
Right. I would say that the president is exasperated. I don't want to talk for him, but look, I don't know anyone who delegates better than President Trump. He gives us a lot of authority to speak on his behalf, and he exhorts us to speak emphatically. And emphatically means you better get it, you better do this, because the alternative.
Do you think they're waiting for President Trump to take office?
No, I think they heard him loud and clear. Better get done by the inaugural.
But when you say all hell will
Before I
be paid,
take
or
office.
all hell must be paid if they don't release the
You know what that
hostages.
means, don't you?
Well-
Do I have to define it for you? Look, all
No, I know
hell
you're not
will
gonna
break out.
telegraph
If
what-
those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Can you elaborate?
And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And they should have given them back a long time. They should have never taken them. There should have never been the attack of October 7th. People forget that. But there was, and many people are killed. They're no longer hostages. I have people from Israel and others calling, begging me to get, we had also people there from the United States, just so you know. They're holding some so-called hostages from the U.S. But I've had mothers come to me and fathers crying, can I get the body of their son back? Can I get the body of their daughter back? That beautiful girl where they threw her in the car, pulled her by her ponytail and threw her in the car like she was a sack of potatoes. I said, what happened to her? Sir, she's dead. Like a 19, 20-year-old beautiful girl. And the way they treated her. And I just say it this very simply. Steve's got a job to do. He's a great guy, great negotiator, great person. They respect him over there already. It's what we needed over there. We have people that know everything about the Middle East, but they can't speak properly. They don't know. He's a great negotiator. That's what I needed. I could have sent that gentleman right over there, Hussein. He's a great negotiator. There are people, they're rare. Great negotiators are very rare, like a great surgeon. But we have the right person. But I tell this, I don't want to hurt the negotiation. If the deal isn't done before I take office, which is now going to be 2 weeks, all hell will break out in the Middle East. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. President.
You've done a great job.
Thank you.
All hell will break out in the Middle East. Are you guys ready for this? Well, here's what Trump said about the previous administration here, making it difficult. This is what he posted. We are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration. They're trying everything they can to make it more difficult.
We are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration, and they're trying everything they can to make it more difficult. Inflation is continuing to rage, and interest rates are far too high. And I've been disappointed to see the Biden administration's attempt to block the reforms of the American people and that they voted for. We had a landslide election. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of people.
It was too big to rig. Wow. Here's where he says there's going to be sweeping election reform in the new golden age.
Nobody even knows how many people, millions. And they're still counting in some areas. They're still counting the vote in some areas. Can you believe this? What a place. What a horrible place. One of the things we're going to do is we've got to fix the election so that we get honest counts and they get done by 10 o'clock in the evening or something thereabouts. They have places where they're still counting votes. President Biden's actions yesterday on offshore drilling, banning offshore drilling, will not stand. I will reverse it immediately. It'll be done immediately. And we will drill, baby, drill. And we're going to be drilling in a lot of other locations. And the energy costs are going to come way down. They'll be brought down to a very low level. And that's going to bring everything else down. That's what caused it to go up, along with the ridiculous spending on the Green New scam. All this money, trillions of dollars. It's like throwing it right out the window, what they're doing. And they're trying to spend so much now. They're just taking money and giving it to anybody that wants it for any project at all, if it's certified under the Green New scam. And they don't work, and it's too expensive. And, they told me that we're going to do everything possible to make this transition to the new administration very smooth. It's not smooth because they're doing that. They're playing with the courts, as you know. They've been playing with the courts for 4 years, probably got me more votes because I got the highest number of votes ever gotten by a Republican, by far, actually, by a lot. And we had a great election, so I guess it didn't work. But even to this day, they're playing with the courts. They have their friendly judges that like to try and make everybody happy on the Democrat side. It's called lawfare. It's called weaponization of justice, and it's happened at a level nobody's ever seen before. So many. I defeated deranged Jack Smith. He's a deranged individual. I guess he's on his way back to The Hague. And we won those cases. Those were the biggest ones. And the press made such a big deal out of them, but we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong on anything. And the people saw that. When they vote when a Republican, it's not easy for a Republican. When the Republican wins the popular vote by millions and wins all 7 of the swing states, people said, well, he could win 4. We won all 7, and we won them by a lot. That tells you we won. And they've been watching this injustice. I call it the Injustice Department. What they've done is so bad. The whole world has watched that. And it took work, but it got me a lot of votes because when explained, we have a judge in New York who's a very crooked judge. I'm under a gag order. I can't even talk about aspects of the case that are the most vital aspects. I'm under a gag. Do you know that I'm the president-elect of the United States of America? I'm a former very successful president. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had borders that were sealed and beautiful. Everything was good. We had no wars. We defeated ISIS. We had no wars. Now I'm going into a world that's burning with Russia and Ukraine, with Israel. You took a look at that attack on October 7th, the attack on Israel, with the horrible way they got out. Not the fact that they got out. I would have been out before them. But we would have been out of Afghanistan with dignity and strength as opposed to looking like a bunch of fools with 13 dead and many, many badly, horrifically injured. Nobody ever talks about them. No arms, no legs. Nobody ever talks about them. The way they got out was outrageous, leaving billions of dollars of brand new military equipment that I bought in the hands of the Afghans and specifically the Taliban. It's the group. And we were doing very well. We would have been out. We would have been respected. I think it's one of the reasons it was so badly handled, that withdrawal where people are jumping onto airplanes, falling off the sides of airplanes when they're 3,000 feet in the air. And nobody's ever seen anything like that, the worst. And because of that, I think Russia went and attacked Ukraine. When they saw that, they said, these guys are incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. But we know what we're doing now. Amen. And that's going to all end. And we have a great military. I defeated ISIS, as you know. We were nobody.
Oh, man. It's coming, baby. It's coming. And, of course, delusion is setting in at the White House, says Kayleigh McEnany. She was once a press secretary.
Mirror. Look, I think delusion is setting in the Biden White House. And I think you see that when his aides are telling people history will view him kindly. I actually believe in the rear view mirror, the Biden presidency is going to look very poor. And I believe that because the Wall Street Journal came out with this report, 50 sources. I mean, think about that, gathering 50 sources. That is an enormous number of sources they gathered. And what they find, the advanced aging was advanced early on, says that in the piece, early on. When you look at this, Chuck Schumer wants us to salute the president. Really? They said they were limiting the information that got to him, the people that got to him, canceling meetings early on. Adam Smith, who is the chair of the House Armed Services Committee, said, hey, I couldn't even get a hold of him with Afghanistan. I tried to call. I got an angry call from Tony Blinken and then an apologetic call from Biden. He said it was the only time he heard from him during the entire presidency. What was the nexus between national security failures and the mental acuity? I don't know that we'll ever know the answer, but I asked Tom Cotton, should they be preserving documents in the White House? And he said, it wouldn't be a bad idea to preserve documents on mental acuity because there's a lot we don't know, and I hope we get to the bottom of it. I think it's a massive scandal. Look, I think...
Oh, there's no question. It's a scandal. It's a huge scandal. Some other good news, some brighter news, literally. Republican Representative Vern Buchanan introduces legislation to make daylight saving time permanent. I am good for that. Eric Darty, he reports that daylight savings time is it's a bill been filed, and the 119th Congress will abolish changing our clocks. H.R. 139 makes daylight savings time permanent. Should it pass, This means we would spring forward later this year and never fall back again. I'm all for it. I hate changing my clocks, and I hope that Donald Trump has the ability to sign that into law. Donald Trump will literally affect time in this country. How awesome is that going to be? So much is happening in this country. The golden age is upon us.
We're approaching the dawn of America's golden age. It's going to be a golden age for America. We have things that nobody else has. We have more.
That's right. So the numbers don't lie, patriots. While the left screams about impossible promises, Trump's already lining up billions in investments. We're not just talking about an economic recovery. We're talking about an economic revolution, energy independence, manufacturing dominance, and America First policies that will make the Roaring 20s look like a warm-up act. Now, here's tonight's thought-provoking question for you in the comments. You guys can duke it out. With Trump promising the greatest economic boom in history, should those who actively fought against his return be allowed to benefit from America's coming prosperity? And while we're watching America become great again, show your support with our exclusive MAG Avengers collection. Shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, link below. Let everyone know that you were part of the movement that brought back American prosperity.